Welcome back to the J Mentality.
Hi guys, welcome back.
Hi, it's Jackie.
And it's Jackie.
And today, what are we talking about?
We're going to be talking about how to level up your life, essentially.
How to upgrade yourself.
How to upgrade your life just in general, whether it comes with like financial things or physical
love
things,
life, your physical self.
mental, everything.
Yes, we're going to break it down to the T.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
So do you want to get us... Actually, let's talk about like how's your day going?
Okay, so my day is pretty good. It's pretty packed today. I went to work this morning. Right after work, I went to try this new gym. I went to the Speak.
Oh, where?
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
Speakeasy thing?
Yeah, I tried to
Oh,
Speak
cool.
Easy in our
How was
area. It was really good. I didn't get to really try all the rooms out, but I got to try the ones that like I needed to. It was really big and not
You
too
said
packed.
rooms, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, they had different rooms. I really liked it. They had like a little juice bar, a place to get your eyelashes done.
Oh.
Yeah, they had a bunch of like a place to get your body sculpted and massage. They had a lot. So
That's
this was a
really
pretty big
cool.
speakeasy. I went to go. I like to do that. I'm very spontaneous. So here and there, if I want to switch up my environment, I will go and I'll try out a new gym. So luckily, they had DM'd me a couple of months ago with a pass, like a free 7-day pass to try it out. And so I did. I used it today and I tried it out because I was just feeling like, I want a different vibe today. So I went and tried it. It was really good. I got a quick workout in and now I'm here.
That's good.
And how was your day with you?
Good. I think today I'm working on a lot of content, so stay tuned, you know. You can go on my lash page. It's silk_empire.
You guys, so Jackie just launched her lash website. Go check it out. You can go ahead and buy all of your lash tools, your utilities on that website. So go ahead. Say, what's the website, girl?
It's silk_empire.com.
silk_empire.com. Make sure you check it out. Go support your girl. Support the J Mentality. We're all here.
Yeah,
We're all
so
here for
it's
you.
super
So
exciting. Yeah, so I was just working on that basically. It's, ongoing thing every day. But it's really exciting to go through. Basically.
Yeah, because I remember she was just talking about how she was working on the website and trying to get it launched, and now it's launched, and now she's making shipments.
Yeah, I am.
So this is awesome. This is great.
So go order if you guys are a lash tech, or if you're interested in doing lashes. I'm also gonna probably put up like a class. So stay tuned for that as well.
Yes. Okay, guys.
Okay, so we can get into the topic. So what do you think are the most important bullet points on like how to, up your life?
Start it? Okay, so let's start with the basics. We can, as we were saying in the beginning, there's different parts to upgrading your life. There's relationship-wise, so love relationship-wise. There is physical-wise and financial-wise. So which one should we start with?
What's the most important one for you?
I feel like in order to do good, you have to look good, to feel good, to do good for the rest of whatever it is in your life. So I think we should start with the physical.
Okay, girl.
Okay, so onto the physical. I personally feel that you kind of have to step out of your comfort zone. And this goes into, we always encourage working out and being on a good diet. So I would suggest that if you feel like you don't have your diet plan right now, or if your diet isn't working for you, go ahead and try something new and like see if that works for you. Whatever you feel. Okay, if you fill yourself up with whole foods, you will just initially feel better because these are Mother Nature's fruits of the earth. And like if you fill yourself up with all good things, you will feel good overall. So changing up your diet is definitely one way to kickstart it. And then once you change your diet, maybe you can start going to the gym and working on your body the way so you can work towards your dream body. And I did this, and I hated it at the beginning because I was talking about in the past video we had how in high school and in middle school I was athletic, but then I kind of didn't really work out at the gym like that. I wasn't really a gym rat. I was just more like doing
it's
sports.
Definitely a different thing.
Yes, it's definitely a different thing. And so for about a year and a half after high school, I wasn't really working out like that. Then I got serious with it 2 years after high school. And in the first year that I was working out, I hated it. It was super uncomfortable for me. I would always talk about how I would wear baggy clothes because I felt like I wasn't ready to show my body like that yet. So I would wear baggy clothes at first and work up to that point where I was finally confident enough to like, you know, shed some layers.
Look at her now.
Yes, and now I feel very confident because I was working at it and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And that's the only way you can grow is if you push yourself out of your comfort zone. And I was doing a lot of cardio. Like I would run, I would pick it up here slowly. So I would start with like 5 minutes of really fast-paced running. And then 10 minutes to 20 minutes, or to 15 to 20, and then 30. And then I would just do like 2 times of cardio in the week with weightlifting. And then if I didn't want to run the whole time, sometimes I would find different ways of cardio, which were, my ways were hiking, cycling, what else? Oh, just like taking walks with my dogs. And that was pretty much it for my cardio. And then add your weightlifting. You won't get, if you're scared about getting bulky, like you're not going to get bulky. It all depends on how much you eat and how much you like are lifting weight wise. So
and naturally for women we can't really get huge.
Yes,
so that's not genetics.
Unless you're taking like SARMs.
Unless you're doing that, then you won't get bulky.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just gonna get ripped and you're gonna look great.
Exactly. So I would recommend definitely changing up your diet and working out to start kickstarting your physical appearance and getting it to where like naturally you'll start to see when you're putting in the work and being consistent with it on the daily, you will see the changes and you will even feel the changes. Like you will feel happier and lighter and just like, oh my gosh, like people will start to notice you and start to compliment how good you're looking or how good you're doing and starting to see your progress. And then for fashion wise, I would say if you feel
I need some tips. I need you to dress me.
Yes. Okay, so growing up, I was the type of person that literally would, my parents let me dress however I want. They did not pick my wardrobe. So there was an issue although they let me dress however I wanted, I was wearing stripes with polka dots, like I was going crazy with it. I was wearing rainbows with like black and white. It was, I was just very, I'm an Aquarius, so like we're all over the place. So I feel like I didn't really get into my fashion creativeness until I got to like middle school. And middle school, I say that because I was in uniform like all my life, all throughout high school and middle school and elementary. So I didn't really get to free dress unless it was like the free dress days. But on those days, when I got to middle school, I kind of would like, okay, like I want to look super cute for today. So what I would do back then was I would look up ideas on Pinterest and I would try to recreate them with stuff that I found in my closet. Even though like I had a whole bunch of different things in my closet, I was able to recreate a look or even turn it into like my own personalized look of that as my example. So like I would suggest you can do this now because like Pinterest is still a thing.
Oh yeah, I still got it.
Yeah, so I would just look up like say if you want to dress, you know how the Y2K thing is, or the Y2K girls dress. So like if you're into that, you can look up on Pinterest Y2K outfits and then you can find ideas on there and save them to a board. That's the cool thing I love about Pinterest is you can save like boards. And then if you want to dress like baggy, you can look up cute baggy fits. They even have ready-made boards. Like if you want to look up baddie fits, like literally there will be a board already for that. So that's something I would do, and I wouldn't do the exact look, but I would recreate it so I still had my
Your
little
personality.
my personality still put into the look. And I'm the type of person that loves to accessorize, so I always add, like, I always pair certain necklaces or earrings with my outfits. And when you dress good and when you just look good, even if you're going to the store, you just feel better overall. So once you start to do this and, like, you know, take notes. If you see people around you are dressed a certain way, and like if you feel a way towards them, don't feel a way towards them. Take it as like, okay, I kind of like, maybe I'm feeling this way because I don't have something that they have. So take note of whatever that is and then implement it into your life. And like slowly but surely you'll start to become that dream self physically.
Affiliate.
Yes. Okay, what do you have to say about that?
So physical appearance, I think it's really important. Obviously, you want to look presentable. I think that she's more a master in it right now. I definitely think that that's something I've been working on. So I've been trying to make it a point to get like my nails done, my toes done, you know. I get my hair done here and there. But obviously, you have to make time for it, you know. Yeah,
it's
so
a form of self-care.
You have to make it a priority in your day, which for me, I don't make it a priority. Obviously, like I usually this is how I'm dressed basically 24/7, but it is very important. So I agree with everything that you're saying. So I'm still getting there with that.
Yes.
But I think like that's something that everybody should work on, just because like she said, you look good, you feel good, you do good. So that's like
in everything that you do.
Thing. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm definitely getting there, especially with like having this business too. So I feel like I have to look good also, because I want to look presentable to the to my, you know, customers, and even to you guys, you know. So it's a very important thing. Working out is very important, not even just for your looks, but how you feel. But when you look good, you do feel good. So you might as well work on yourself. And eating well, everything that you put in your body, it'll show on the outside. So if you like eat really bad, it'll show, and you will feel bad and you'll look bad, and just
no matter how good it tastes. Like, just think about, oh my gosh, how's this gonna make me feel after?
Yeah, exactly. Like you can tell, even like with some foods, 5 minutes after you eat it, you're like, I don't feel good, you know, and it's not the greatest feeling. So it's a lot better just to like, you know, let that go, eat basically all good. You can have like a little snack here and there.
Or you can even make alternatives that would taste like it, but it's a healthier version of it.
Exactly. So yeah, I think it's really important. The physical appearance is very important. Yeah.
Okay, so now we have the financial aspect, and we can have Jackie start.
Okay, so how to level up financially. I think this is a really big thing, at least for me personally. It's not all about like the, you know, buying a bunch of stuff. No, like the way to financially like level up, you need to be organized. Organize your life, make sure you know exactly, like if you live by yourself, you need to make sure you know exactly what you're spending.
Yes.
If your goal is to be a millionaire like myself, and I'm sure you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, is to be like at least like financially good, you need to make sure you know what you're spending, right? So you need to make sure that every single penny counts. Every single penny counts. You want to know exactly what you're bringing in, as far as like, you know, making your money, even side money. I suggest for like people that do service like I do receive tips, which I love all of you guys for giving me tips. It's not necessary, but because I get them, I always put them in a jar. This is not what, I didn't do this before. I always put them in jars, so anything, let's say whether it's you do service and you get tips, or you're a waitress and you get tips, or you just have a little side business, or you get money
Extra
from
money.
like birthday,
Yes.
something like that, you know. Make sure that you're saving that. I always get that money, I put it in my savings. I don't even touch it. I pretend it's not there because it's technically not from your check. So yeah, if you work in a 9-to-5 job, always know exactly how you're distributing your money. It's fine. Make sure you actually do have a percentage that you give to yourself. but don't go overboard. You don't want to go in debt. That's a big thing. Do not go in debt. Always make sure, especially like I know a lot of people in like their 20s go in debt, and I just not a fan. Like especially when it comes to shopping and stuff like that. Make sure you're living below your means. So you don't need to get a bunch of stuff. When it comes to like taking care of yourself, I make that a priority for myself too. So I put that in my budget, So I have my nails, in there. I have when I get my hair done, like every 3 months, stuff like that. So just make sure you're very organized with your money, as well as when it comes to credit cards and stuff like that. Do a lot of your research on that. Make sure you're not spending more than, I think it's, 20% of your credit limit. Yeah, I believe that's it. But make sure you're not spending that much of your credit card, because then your credit limit, it's very, very easy for your credit to drop. I know that from experience. If you don't pay even one time, your credit drops pretty low, and it's really hard to bring back up.
Yeah.
So especially being young, if you're in the ages like up to like 18 to 20 something, make sure that you're putting in your calendar. So be organized. Financial things, always be organized. Yeah.
I definitely agree. Always be organized, and I'm pretty similar. So recently, and thankfully, I just got the opportunity to like have an extra way of income. Actually, like a couple ways of income. So I'm very thankful for that. But I do the same thing, and I definitely have separate envelopes that I put. Okay, so this is what I do. From each of these paychecks, I put aside a certain amount of money for my stocks, for my me spending, like my nails, my hair, my lashes. I have money aside for that. I have money set aside for my savings, and I have money set aside for, okay, so my boyfriend and I made it a thing to go on a trip every year, on a really big trip. So I'm setting aside money for that as well. So I have envelopes for all these things. Exactly what she said. I'm very organized with my money. And before, when I was working as a phlebotomist at this hospital, I was going crazy with my money. I would like be spending my paychecks like that without even, it's because I was getting so much money. I was like, oh, it's whatever, like, I wasn't thinking about it like when I could have been investing that money.
Yeah.
Instead, but luckily, like towards the end of that year, I was investing it. I got a little bit smarter with that. But at that time, I was just blowing my money away on like useless things, especially on food. So a lot of my money does go towards food. But nowadays, I'm very, very, I act like, okay, I do have a rich mindset, but like spending wise, when it comes to stuff, I just tell myself, okay, do I really need this? Do I really need this? And like I save more of my money for, like if it's for me, I save more of it towards like stuff that I know will make me feel good, such as lashes, nails, and hair. And for everything else, like food and clothes, I know like I have clothes to last me a whole year, and then I'll get a whole new wardrobe or something. But I'm not careless with my money anymore, and I just really think about if I need it or not, and I'm just better with my budgeting. And definitely with the organization and setting aside different envelopes and slots has helped me with my budgeting. So if you want to improve your credit score, and if you want to just improve, like start with the little things first, is like start with setting aside those envelopes for those specific things. And then would you suggest that getting your own credit card when you start your first job is the best way to start raising credit?
Get your credit card as soon as you turn 18, or if you haven't gotten it, get it right now.
Yes.
So you don't have to spend all your money on there. Like literally, you can just get gum, pay it off. Get gum again, pay it off.
That's it. Go.
As long as you're buying something, paying it off. Because eventually you want to get your house, and you want to, be able to get loans or things like that, and you really do need credit. So do a lot of research on it. Don't be dumb about it. You know,
Yes.
make sure that you actually have the money you're spending.
Yes. There we go. Make sure you have the money you're spending. If you can't pay for it twice, you can't buy it. That's what Kanye said.
I'm done.
Who was it? I don't remember. But
I
it was
don't know.
Jay-Z or Kanye. But one of them said that, and that's a pretty good like saying. If you can't buy it twice, then you can't afford it at
so
all.
true.
Make sure you go ahead and do that, and like look into getting a credit card because it will help a lot, especially nowadays. You need credit for literally to buy your house, to buy your car. It's just something that you need nowadays to
And if you don't
buy
know
a lot of things.
why you need credit, it's because, well, for things like that, but the reason why they make you do that is to see if they can trust you with money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because if you can't pay in full, like to get a house, then you're gonna need to get, you're gonna need to get a loan, and they need to know that they can trust you. So make sure that you're paying off your credit card. Because I messed up, I messed up before, and now I'm like, trying my best to bring it back up. And that shouldn't have happened in the first place.
It's okay, it happened.
And the only reason why that happened is because I didn't put it in my calendar. That's it. It's
See?
not because I didn't have the money.
Schedule.
Mind you, it's $5. $5 I didn't pay off. That's so crazy. So yeah, that's why I make it a priority to be like, have it on my calendar all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anytime, like for me, okay, we have this. We were talking about our calendar planners that we have. So in those planners, there's like little stickers of money signs. I always put it for every payday that I have, and I put the money that I'm going to set aside for each of those paydays. And that's been helping me a lot. And also, every single day, whenever I'm at work in the mornings, I always watch a financial video. I did not used to be financially educated because they didn't teach us that in school. I only took one financial class in college, and like that was the only one that, because I didn't really need it for my major. But so yeah, educate yourself. It's gonna help so much in the long run. Even if you have to watch that video like a million times, do it, because you will be a little bit more educated than you are now with financial wise. So
exactly.
Yes, and you'll just know. Oh, also like so people don't take advantage of you or try to take advantage of you financially,
especially if you're a woman, because
yes,
people tend to think that you don't know what you're talking about or what is
going
on. Yeah, and they might try to, hustle you a bit. So very important to know and get your information. Yep, love that.
Okay.
So
and now, so now the next topic for upgrading your life is your love and your relationship life. Okay, so
you can start.
Where do I start? Okay, so let's start with if you're single. If you're single, just work on yourself. We always emphasize how when you're single, you should just keep on working on yourself, because the people that are meant to be in your life will be naturally put into your life and come into your life. And the more that you start to work on yourself, the more that these like-minded people will just start to become attracted to you and gravitate towards you. And that goes for friendships, and that goes for like lovers as well. So when you're single, just work on yourself. Use the first 2 tips that we gave on your financial and your physical
betterment.
Betterment. Use those first 2 tips, and you will for sure attract people that are on the same wavelength. If you're in a relationship, make sure you're still working on yourself individually. Make sure you're still doing everything that makes you happy. Make sure that you are not as soon as you know, or as soon as you feel that this person is holding you back, that should say a lot about your relationship. And it should say, even if you've brought it up to your partner, like, hey, this is like not okay, or if you've already set aside those boundaries and they're not respecting those boundaries, you need to recognize that and just you need to find yourself a new partner. If they don't see your worth and they're mistreating you or they're holding you back, and if they're not seeing your worth, a person who sees your worth would push you towards like, they would even push you out of your comfort zone because they know you can do it.
Yes.
As you should know you can do it. So if that person is not for you, they will make sure, like, I feel like, okay, in my past experiences with people, all the people, and I didn't see this at the time, all the people that didn't want to see me do great, they would be like, oh no, I don't think you could do that, or I don't think you should, even though I knew, like, in my heart, like, I wanted to do it and something that I had a passion for. And then, like, I ended up doing it after I left these people, friends and lovers, and, like, I'm flourishing in what these things are. So just, if a person is holding you back, that person isn't for you. If you are, like, if you feel like you're trapped, then you need to get yourself out of that situation.
If you're even thinking about it, like, if you're like, I think I shouldn't be here anymore, or like, I'm not happy, there's a reason why you're thinking.
Exactly. And we're in our next few videos, we're going to talk about, like, how to get out of something if you feel trapped. But yeah, so just make sure you go and you work on yourself. You just keep on working yourself, whether you are single or whether you are in a relationship. Keep on working on yourself, because your partner, your true partner or your true friend will want to have the same mindset to, like, either help you through it and or, like, to work together and be the best versions of yourself.
Yeah.
As a unit and as individuals.
Yeah. No, that's so important. I think when it comes to relationships, friendships, and, you know, lovers and family, all that stuff, I think it's very important, obviously, to acknowledge that you are an individual. I think that was something that I struggled with before in relationships, that I felt like, no, we're together, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you are, but it's like, I learned in this new relationship that it's really great to have somebody that actually genuinely wants something good for just you and not for you guys together, you know?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so something that is very important to acknowledge in a relationship is whether, is this person holding you back because they don't want you to do something, or are they encouraging you to do something even if it's not for their own benefit, but it's for yours? And I think that's really important, because if you see that your partner is like, yes, like, you should do this, you know, even though you're nervous to do a certain thing, but you know it's really good for you, and they're pushing you to do something that is very good for you, that's someone you want to keep around, because they're encouraging you, they're pushing you. The only way to grow in a relationship, single in general, is to do things that are very uncomfortable. That's the only way to grow. There's no other way around it. There's no 5-minute anything. There's nothing that you can do to make yourself grow other than be uncomfortable. So yeah, I think that's very important when it comes to, like, friendships.
Literally make a list of qualities that you want to look for in friends and in your lover or your partner, whatever. Just make a list, and that's a great way, actually, to know how to set your boundaries, is if you make a physical list, like, write down the qualities you would want in a friend and the qualities you would want in a lover. And if they don't meet that criteria, then they're not the ones for you. Because, as we mentioned, the people that are for you will naturally gravitate towards you once you're working towards being the best version of yourself.
Yeah. And we're not telling you, like, completely cut people off.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like, you know, like, don't even give them a chance. Like,
unless they are doing you dirty, or unless they're, you know, taking advantage, and you can see that right away, then don't be so quick to cut them off.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like once
bring it up at first.
Yeah, bring it up. And if someone, like, let's say your partner, like, you tell them, I want to grow, I want to be able to do these things, and, like, you know, and they're like, I'm not on the same, like, wavelength, you know, like,
I'm not on the same page.
Yeah,
whatever
they're not
you're
on the
saying
same
right
page.
now.
Then, and they're never gonna be on the same page. Then that's when you can cut them off, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance for you to, like, want to grow with me, and if you don't want to, whether it's a friend or a relationship or even family, sometimes. With family, I feel like it's more like you can distance yourself, but with people that are, like, your friends or lovers, I think if they're never gonna try, you know, to be on the same page as you, then at that point, that's when you know you should cut it off.
Yes. Yes, definitely, because you do not want to grow to become a toxic person, because the more you keep these people that you know you don't truly like to be around in your life, the more you start to like grow this toxicity in you. Like you're having a fake liking them when you're around them, or you're having a fake feeling happy around them. That's toxic.
Yeah.
So just really write that list down, start doing it, pay attention to who you're around, and you will
naturally just level up.
Yes, naturally just level up, as she said.
So now we're going to talk about the mental aspect of the mental aspect of leveling up. So what I mean by that is basically your mentality, just the way that you think like throughout your whole day. That's why at the end of these we always give an affirmation, just because we want to set the intention for your week, or if you really like the intention that we give, you can use it in your life. I think it's really important to always set intention for the week. That's what I do every Sunday. I I put my calendar and I like write everything down that I'm gonna do. I set my intention for the week. Like this week I'm gonna be very disciplined. I'm gonna do everything that I don't want to do, you know what I mean? Like working out, like eating really well, or like getting up super early, stuff like that. So I think it's very important to have that mentality, because you have to, honestly. Like even just to cut people off, you need to have a certain mentality. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. Working out every day is not an easy thing to do. Eating well is not an easy thing to do. All of these things to level up is not easy, and that's why not everybody does it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so I think changing your mentality is the biggest thing that you can do. That's, for me, this subject is like the biggest thing throughout the whole, basically all of the different bullet points.
How you can upgrade yourself.
Yeah, so I think it's very important, like try to do like meditation, try new things, get yourself out of your comfort zone, because once you get too comfortable, that's when you stop increasing your value.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, so yes, I definitely agree with what she said. We always talk about meditating. It helps so much. Start to try new things like yoga, being in nature, going on hikes, just stuff that will naturally make you feel good on the inside. Stuff where you would be able to find peace when you're alone. What else is a good one? Yes, as we talked about, getting out of your comfort zone. Cold showers. Like you can even set an intention when you're showering, like, because when you shower you're washing away the dirt, so it could be like you're washing away everything that was thrown at you today, every negative comment, or just like if you dealt with something at work, you can just like set an intention, like I am now cleansing myself, and just once I'm done with this shower, I'm going to become a more positive person, and everything has left me. Everything negative has left my body once I'm done with this shower. Something like that. Journaling is a great way to jot down your thoughts, whatever you're thinking, whether it's positive, negative, anything you're thankful for. It's a great way to just get out of your mind, because a lot of the time we hold things in our head, and there's too many things that we think about in a day. So it's a great way to, if you have no one to talk to, it's a great way to just and it's a great way of self-reflection as well.
Yeah, it is. Self-reflection, that's a really big thing too, because I feel like we don't truly like know ourselves sometimes. Like just the other day too, like I think I talked about this, that I didn't know that I held grudges, and I finally, I guess, looked at like how I acted, during certain like things that would happen, and I was like, I definitely do hold grudges, and I never thought I did, but things like that, like you might do something that, like, pay attention to what people tell you, if they tell you like, oh, you don't know how to listen well, then you might need to look at yourself when you're talking to somebody and you're like, oh, I don't listen well. Yes. I keep interrupting them. I keep, you know what I mean? And it's okay. Like, we are not perfect, but the thing that's the most important is to always keep evolving, That's the biggest thing, is like, it's fine. If you have some issues you need to work through, that's okay. Everyone does. It's just the fact that, are you working on it? Are you trying to be better? Yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing.
As long as you're working at it, it doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as, like I always talk about how I'm always going to be working on my just like being less. In the last video, in the most previous one, I did talk about how I'm learning to be more like in my relationship, I'm trying to learn to be more independent, because when I am with somebody, I try to do everything I can to show that I love them, because for friends too, I'm just the type of person that likes
very giving.
Yes, I try. It's just my way. Like, that's my love language. I like to show it a lot in every way that I can think of. And I was the type of person. I still am working on this. I was the type of person that would act a lot on their emotions. So like, I am really emotional, but I'm learning. That's another constant thing I'm working on, is learning not to act on my emotions, or not to be like as emotionally connected. That sounds bad, but
no, controlling your emotions.
Exactly. And know when to distinguish when I should detach myself from a situation if it's not good for me anymore. So that's just something I'm continually working on, so I can evolve to be a better human. And it does not mean in any way to be like a mean, emotionless person. It just means for me to get hurt less. I just need to expect less from people, and to just keep giving my genuine good energy, and whoever wants to reciprocate that, fine. But if people are taking advantage of that, I need to recognize that, and I need to know when to like either let them know or to cut them off after I've let them know and they still are just doing the same thing. But yeah, that's another thing, like with upgrading your life, you need to just learn how to detach yourself from certain situations or relationships that aren't benefiting you. Yeah, and like, just if you act on emotion, these people who you return that energy to, these people are able to control you in that way when they see that, oh shoot, like she's affected by it.
Some
that
people
means like
want that.
Some people will want that reaction from you. So just make sure not to act on your emotion, and not to show that, like, be nonchalant. Do everything nonchalant, and like even with your lovers or with your partner, like if they want to do something to you and do something to disrespect you, be nonchalant about it. And once they see they're not getting a reaction out of you, then either like, you know, they're gonna do better, or they're gonna keep on doing it, and then that's just makes it easier for you to leave, honestly. But yeah, so just learn to detach yourself from everything and everybody, so that in a good way, in a positive way.
I think that's huge, because I had a problem with like being too emotional about things, and I've worked on it so much. Like, I'm such a different person, it's crazy, to the point where like I'm able to control myself in certain situations. And being emotional doesn't have to just be like crying, you know. Being emotional is also getting really angry,
worked up. Yes.
Like, if you see people like that have really bad road rage, or people that are really mean to people at stores or stuff like that, it's because they don't know how to control themselves, their emotions.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, and I realized that, like, now that when I go through certain situations, let's say like a confrontational situation, I'm able to talk very maturely. You know, I'm not like yelling. I don't feel the need to do that. And most of the time, the reason why people are really emotional is because they take things very personally.
Yes.
When most of the time things aren't personal. It's usually because someone's self-reflecting on someone else, you know? So that's why I think I learned a lot to not take things so personally, you know? Don't take things personally. Moral of the story, I hope that you guys take all of these tips to level up your life. We've definitely leveled up our lives. We've definitely leveled up our lives from where we were before, and it's always an ongoing process. So we hope that you guys take whatever you want from this, work on yourselves, and yeah, we can get into the
affirmation of the day. So our affirmation of the day is, my source of happiness is unlimited.
Yes, we love that. Happiness is the goal for everybody.
Yes, and you can find it in everything that you're passionate about and just in everything around you that makes you feel good.
Thank you so much for watching today's podcast. We love you guys, and we see the subscriber count growing. We love all of you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the support, for everyone watching us, for everyone listening on both our YouTube and Spotify. So thank you. We appreciate you all.
If you guys have any comments, suggestions, whatever, leave it on the comments below. You definitely read those, so make sure to leave those down below.
And leave a like for us.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Mwah.